the new Samsung Galaxy Note 8 compared with the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. The biggest changes here are a bigger 6.3-inch display, although that is only 0.1 inch bigger than the S8 Plus, the addition of a second telephoto camera lens, an extra 2 gigs of RAM, and finally, of course, the staple of the Note series, the S Pen stylus. So the Note 8 is a gorgeous slab of curved metal and glass, but it's definitely a two-handed device. Versus the S8 Plus, it is slightly larger in all directions, although considering its massive 6.3-inch screen, it's actually still a tiny bit smaller than the 5.5-inch iPhone 7 Plus. As for the screen itself, you get a Quad HD Plus AMOLED HDR display with the same slightly odd 18.5:9 aspect ratio as you get on the S8 phones. The Note 8 also uses the same Exynos 8895 or Snapdragon 835 chips, so don't expect it to be any faster than the S8, although with 6GB of RAM, it should be a little bit better for intensive multitasking, but primarily the extra 2 gigs of RAM will be used with the processing for the dual camera setup. And speaking of which, the back of the Note 8 now looks pretty crowded with the 2 camera lenses and the fingerprint scanner, which is even harder to reach now. So the Note 8 has the same 12 megapixel camera as the S8, along with a new second 12 megapixel telephoto sensor, giving you 2 times optical zoom. And crucially, both lenses support optical image stabilization, unlike other dual camera phones like the iPhone 7 Plus and OnePlus 5. So basically, it's the same camera as the S8 and S8 Plus, but with an extra 2 times zoom lens. In terms of software, right now the Note 8 runs Android 7.1.1 with the Samsung Experience UI on top. One of the advantages of the bigger screen is for split screening apps, but the majority of the extra software tweaks added for the Note 8 predictably revolve around the S Pen. Screen off memo remains my favorite, letting you pop out the S Pen with the screen off and start jotting down notes on the black display. So the S Pen is a neat extra feature, but personally, I don't see myself using it all that much beyond jotting down a few notes now and then. Now, my biggest worry with the Note 8 is its relatively conservative 3300 mAh battery, which bizarrely is smaller than the S8 Plus's battery, despite the Note 8 being a bigger phone with more RAM and a second camera. The S8's battery life isn't fantastic anyway, offering around a full day of use, so while the Note 8 should provide something similar, it's disappointing we're not getting a bigger battery. At time of recording, the price hasn't been confirmed, but considering the S8 Plus is a little under £800, I'd expect the Note 8 to come in at a £100 premium. But whether it will be worth the steep price and whether it will offer more than the iPhone 8, we'll have to wait and see. First impressions though are that it is a seriously impressive phone and the second camera is a nice new feature, but there's not a whole lot to get excited about if you already own the S8 or the S8 Plus. With the exception of the S Pen, the S8 Plus kind of felt like the Note of this generation anyway, so while it is cool that we have a Note 8 with some fancy new features, there's not really a whole lot that makes it stand out. So that's just been a quick comparison of the new Note 8 versus the S8 and S8 Plus, but you can find our full reviews for all of these phones on trustedreviews.com. Thanks for watching.